Hi, Bob Akmens here. We want to thank you for visiting Bob Akmens Sports to learn what we are all about and to conclude watching our introductory soccer video. If you missed looking at part 1, it's quite important that you do if you're new to soccer, because it will give you some idea of why we believe betting on world soccer is potentially the most profitable betting sport of all. We'll also tell you about an 18-win run that we had in world soccer not too long ago, which shows what is possible when you bet soccer. Now, in the second part, we're going to be talking about the Olympics of soccer, and that's the World Cup. We'll also talk about the state of affairs in the United States in soccer, professional soccer, and we'll talk a little bit about the English Premier League, the best league there is in soccer. Now, a few years ago, the Soccer World Cup was played in Germany. It's estimated that more than 2 billion of the planet's 6+ billion souls were watching when Italy won that 2006 Cup Championship. This makes our own Super Bowl pale by comparison. I had many of my soccer clients ask me to handicap these games. My answer to them was that the teams competing there were national teams, comprised of players who usually never played with each other. So we would be looking at the equivalent of handicapping dozens of all-star games, one after another. But I tweaked my predictive model a bit and convinced the sportseye.com to monitor those World Cup affairs. When all was said and done, my World Cup record was posted on that site. 20 wins and 4 losses. That's what a good handicapper can do with soccer, even in all-star games. Soccer has never really caught on in the United States. The reason? Well, apparently compared to our American sports, soccer is unexciting, boring, low-scoring, none of which I personally buy into. Regrettably, our culture and society have devolved. Notice my choice of verb. I didn't use evolved. I used devolved, to the point where everything seems to be disposable. We no longer fix things, we throw them away, and so many Americans are obsessed with instant, immediate gratification. We absolutely must have something yesterday. Even the NHL eliminated a 100-year-old tradition of games ending in a tie for this very same reason. And what passes as the United States' top soccer league, Major League Soccer, the MLS, is not that major league, David Beckham aside, who happens to be an oft-injured, once great, past his prime guy these days. Precisely because MLS matches don't fill 50,000 fan stadiums as our football games do. Some MLS matches play to less than 10,000 in the stands. Salaries for the average MLS player are minuscule compared to the salaries of top-notch players on top-tier soccer clubs throughout the world. The undisputed top soccer league in the whole world is the English Premier League, a collection of 20 clubs. And if Man U, which is Manchester United to the uninitiated, were to play Arsenal at Wembley Stadium in London, you would not believe how many people would be in that facility watching a boring soccer match. When that place was first built in 1923, a match took place between Bolton and West Ham, both still in the Premier League. The official capacity was 127,000. How many people were at that match? You couldn't turn around because there were so many standing room only fans. Estimates are there were between 240,000 and 300,000 people jammed in. That's truly incredible. By the way, if a soccer play that we give out starts early in the morning American time, I do give it out the prior day. Logically, a 7 a.m. Eastern time start in Russia cannot be given out at 6 a.m. The world, ex-USA, is soccer crazy. I do hope that you would like to make some of that crazy money that can be made betting soccer, and will give my soccer service a try. Thanks for visiting us at basports.com. Look around some, and please come back often. In this first part, we talked about why soccer is a great betting sport and an 18-game win streak that we had in our soccer plays. In our second part, we talked about the World Cup, we talked about the sad state of affairs of soccer in the U.S., and we discussed truly how popular soccer is by giving an example in the English Premier League from 8 decades ago. We're going to end now. We're going to close out the second part of our soccer video. Please watch the first part. It has some interesting content and will make you money if you follow the insight that I offer there. We want to thank you again very much for visiting our site. Please look around, look at the other sports, look at the free content, and we know you'll find something that will be useful to you. So, for the time being, this is Bob Akmens signing out and wishing